and had to enter the workforce. He had to, as Jim Horncastle, had to send his family out to work as he could not afford to keep them. There were not many opportunities in the north or the Karamea Kid other than pulling tips in those days, as you know it, because there wasn't a lot of work around, and where Graham lived in Karamea was a dairy community. The chairman of the Bull Electric Power Board then was a guy called George Hawes, a Karamea dairy farmer. I understand that George had made arrangements with Bill Brown, the electrical engineer, that Graham would be taken on as electrical apprentice on $18 per week. So this young renegade, the Karamea Kid, had a job. The only problem was when he turned up for work on the first day, 46 years ago, no one knew about it and no one was expecting Graham to turn up. The story goes that all hell let loose when Bill Struthers, the Secretary Treasurer, heard about it. Bill Brown had to do a lot of fast talking and put up a good story, and Graham started as an apprentice sparky. I also started in the Bull Electric Power in 1977, but Graham had left us by then. But I heard a few stories. Graham, I don't think your hospitality was that good in those days, but being married to Maureen at a very young age, we can understand why. Graham was a successful electrical contractor and was the only sparky that I know that worked 8 hours a day but charged for 16. His invoice has told a very detailed story of work done to confirm that all half-hour jobs were very big jobs, and that is where it really started, of rags to riches, and Graham worked very hard to achieve that. Graham and Maureen have been very hard workers, and the book that is a good read for humour. I was coming back on the plane the other day from Dunedin, and I was reading the book, Graham, and the guy couldn't understand what the hell I was laughing about, and also the sadness and the times in that book that I shed a few tears myself. But your book is all about work your arse off and you'll succeed. So you and Maureen have done that, and it's a credit to you. But let me tell you, this is the Horncastles have been very hard workers, and they've only got there through sheer hard work. Graham is smart enough to know that there's money in pouring piss. So he's been round pubs in Westport, Nelson, Brightwater and Motueka, and here at his home. Graham could have done better as a publican, but unfortunately he drank to feel lack of the profits. When we lived in Westport, I travelled over here a lot, and of course I stayed here a lot, and of course it was always great to come here with Graham, and he always told the stories. And one thing that I learned was I learned more talking to Graham than what I did in Westport, because most of Graham's customers in those days were from Westport, and they all bleated out to him what was going on in Westport and who jumped the fence, so it was a pretty good indication of what was going on. Graham is like that beer manufacturer at Miners Brewery in Westport. He is a good bastard. Good luck, and buy a book, please. It's very important to Graham, because as you can see here tonight, he's outlaid a huge cost, and obviously it's going to be a great tax deduction for you, Graham.
I'm saving up for the next one.
But the thing that I really learned about this book is that the character of Graham, he's showing great initiative through very difficult times. I've actually witnessed Graham go through those hard times. But he's very fortunate to be with us, but he's been well supported by Maureen and the family, and it's very fortunate, Graham, that you've made a success for yourself. Everyone's very proud of you, and I just want to make sure, to make it successful, make sure that everyone buys a book tonight, because I'm sure that you won't be sorry. It's a very good read, and buy one for your next door neighbour. Thanks, Graham, and it's been great being with you.